Hi. I'm going to talk to you today, guys, about the number 4, singular. So what it means about the number 4 in my world is the synchronization of timelines into what I can call a common future. So once you've met all the other tribes and other clans, then you have to get your people on board to all work together with all the other clans to work towards a common future. So that having been said, once you realize you're all kind of stuck on Earth together, you realize the concepts of time and space, you realize you're all stuck on Earth for, well, the duration of, you share a common space because you've met each other. You know you're going to be out there for the same amount of time because of how time works and of how you're going in the same direction chronologically. So once that's been said, it means you have to start getting things in order to work towards a common eventuality. So based on other civilizations' strengths and weaknesses, they can all do their respective strengths and their weaknesses to gear things up for that exact, what's called a railroad track, because it's a good metaphor for something that only goes in one direction and doesn't stop no matter what, essentially, because cars yield to them at intersections, and pedestrians would be unwise to walk in front of them because they'll get hit and are splattered. But also, they might fly in a straight path, whereas airplanes can kind of like fly around in circles and land at any airship they want, and they can change course and correct heading. Also, I don't feel comfortable talking about anything. Or and ships can, just kind of go with the winds and the seas. But set a course for, or set a course heading, or set a course heading. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I was gonna make one other metaphor that's for a spacecraft, but that could get confusing because of the masses of space and the vagueness of directionality in space. So keep that in mind. But anyway, the idea of being set on a single course in history, or through history towards a common eventuality, is the idea of keeping the human race on the same track and keeping them working towards a common goal, and the common goals of humanity, which is then the establishment of certain things, which is basic human rights, equality, at least among all humans. The preservation of things that serve the greater good, like the environment, because that serves humanity, and the idea of war crimes and crimes against humanity. That having been said, there's the ability of all human beings to interact within that society once that goal is set, which is great. It means it managed to establish its baseline end case scenario. There's also the establishment of a hierarchical rank within the society based on how they viewed people's contributions to the progress of humanity as a whole. So this is how they viewed people as being superior or inferior beings within the race, which gets interesting because this ties into the dharma / the karmatic ladder of the Hindu belief system, where people would be placed in a caste system based on how they felt they were achieving the progressions towards humanity in a life cycle. So that having been said, if you're interested in that, you should definitely read more into Hindu religions. But I know that there's other things that you can think about too. I would tie dharma most likely into that specific relation, and then probably karma into the idea of being released from the life cycle, but the food chain, let's say, because to achieve samsara, I think, is to never have to worry about the suffering of another human life from ever again. And whereas bliss is the idea of only ever feeling you've achieved your highest state of being, which is all I'll say for now. But when we get into higher echelons and higher ranks, then I'll talk more about other things, and I'll throw out one word down, that's divinity. So, anyway, I will say now that in this grand scheme of things, there's certain things based on each civilization's strengths and weaknesses that they hold to be near and dear to the success of the human race, and because of that, those things should be respected and preserved. Certain things do hold intrinsic value to a society uniquely and are just simply unique to that society. And certain things are simply just lost to a society's uniqueness, like things that are just lost in translation. Like some things are just literally unable to be translated. Like I know there's some words in Japanese that you just can't translate in English. Like, well, I don't know. I can't think of any right now. But my dad gave me examples of some when I was younger, so that was just certain things I had to keep in mind. But anyway, the idea of the number, or that's kind of a vague reference, or vague meta reference, I guess. The idea of the number 4 is to get everything synchronized on the same track to a single timeline. So that being said, hope you like this segment. I hope you like the human race, because we're all on the same tracks.